Okay, I'm gonna, one more second. I'm gonna mute a few people here.
Oh, come on.
Then I'm gonna unmute you. And, okay, Dee, I think we're ready to go.
Well, thank you. That's very kind of you. I appreciate you allowing me the opportunity to spend time with you today. And all of you, I want you to know that this is really, really a neat opportunity for you in life to get to find a way to help life make you happier. A little bit more, less stress in life. You know, we all don't mind working. That's why we have food on our table and we have clothes on our back. But the key to it is maybe we want to have just a little bit more in life. You know, maybe we want a little bit more time that we can spend with the ones that we care about, and maybe be able to have enough money in our pocket so that when we go to Disneyland, we can stay there until we're done. You know, when you got 22 grandkids like I do, you just want to stay there. Yeah, 22. You know, you want to stay there until they're tired and wore out. Because if you bring them home, they're going to bounce off the walls. You know, so that's my goal, is to be able to make enough money that I can spend as long as I want with them there until they're wore out. You know, and we run across this opportunity, and it's just absolutely taking my breath away in life at the chance, the vision that we all can have out of this, to have more. You know, I'm not greedy. I just want to have enough to have fun with my family. That's all. And I think as long as I'm willing to work for it and learn from somebody that has done it, you know, then it makes it a lot easier. See, owning your own business sounds like a lot of fun. And you look at the end of the year and you run through millions of dollars and you're like, but I still don't have the time and enough money to do what I want to do with, you know? And so, Jeff, just like you and your business, you know, you're doing okay. The bills are paid and you're alive and you're kicking. But you know, you're still having to work. And imagine how neat it's going to be when the day is when you can relax and do the things that you want to do. And see, all we have to do is work together as a team and learn from people that have done this, follow their pattern 100%, and then we can have the lifestyle that they do. So I want you to all know that Jeff is an awesome student of this business. He is trying as hard as he can to learn from the system and the people that have done it and teach us. What an absolute golden opportunity we have to rub shoulders with somebody like Jeff, and for him to spend time with us and teach us how to have enough in life to enjoy it. You know, Jeff has done all of the things with his business, and you know, he's had all of that fame and all of that glory, but you know, there's that main thing that we want right there, and it's freedom to come and go as we please. And so I want you to do yourself a favor, think really hard, what do I want to get out of life? Where do I want to be in the next 5 years? And for the next few minutes, listen to what Jeff has to say, and I promise you, success will happen when you learn and do what he is teaching, because that's how he's getting where he's at, because he's learned from somebody that has taught him. What a golden opportunity. I wish I had that at A&A. It's a lot of damn work there to make it, you know, and nobody teaches me. So I am thankful for the opportunity to be here with you, Jeff, and I'll turn the time over to you.
Wow. Well, thank you, Dee. I appreciate the introduction. It's really kind of a humbling introduction, but you know, a lot of people, I told Dee earlier, a lot of people who are building this business are actually self-employed right now. They have businesses, but they're trapped. They're owned by their business. And if we don't own our business, maybe you know, where somebody has a lot of responsibility, a lot of employees, like Jennifer Allen, who's on the call tonight. You know, it's like she might as well be self-employed because she's got all this responsibility from all these people. It's kind of like she owns her own business, but doesn't even get the benefit of being self-employed. Really, she's still tracking it. But so I appreciate the introduction by Dee. You know, one of the great goals that we have, we're not getting any younger, and we realize, and Dee's told me many times about how he envisions retirement if he does it through A&A, there probably isn't going to be much of a retirement. If he does it through this opportunity that I'm going to show you, he can have a lifestyle like he just talked about, being able to take his grandkids, his friends, his relatives, pretty much wherever he wants to take them and have fun with them until he's done. And that's really why we're building this opportunity to get healthier. We'll talk about that here in a little bit. And to be able to create the financial and time freedom so we can go out and spend time with the people we love and care about and not be restricted. That's a pretty rare opportunity. So everything Dee said is right. I mean, it's a rare thing. God knows that I'm not perfect. And I doubt if any of us are on this in this meeting tonight if we're perfect. But we have a system where some people that have already achieved this kind of success have walked through a minefield, and they have shown us the steps we can take to get through that minefield and be successful. So without further ado, I'm going to share my screen here, and I'm going to show you guys what it is we're talking about. Bear with me one more second. I'm going to pull up this PowerPoint. Here we go. Let me get it into slideshow mode. Here we go. And hopefully you guys maybe can still see me, at least to some degree.
Yes.
I can see a few of you. So let me go through this real quick. If you got a paper and a pen, I'd recommend you take a few notes. We're going to go through this pretty quick. And then we have a special guest star who will be with us. And a lot of you know who it is. Some of you may not. But somebody that's got a really great story to tell at the end of this meeting. So hang on to your, hang on till the end. And then after we have our guest star speak for a few minutes, we'll close down. We're recording this. We'll close down the recording. And then we'll open it up to questions and kind of do a 10-minute Q&A session. How's that sound, everybody? Okay,
great.
Here we go. So we use a system called BOSS, B-O-S-S, stands for Business Owner Success System. You see right there on the screen, it says, choose your path, own your success. I've got a lot of friends who own businesses and they have employees, and I can promise you, as much as they care about those employees, their thought every day when they wake up is not, how can I take my employees and have them replace me, pay them the income I make from my business, and just let them have my position. They don't think that. What you're thinking about in the normal business world is you are thinking about, how can I get the most profit out of every employee I have? That's really what you're thinking. How can I keep them happy, and how can I make the most profit off the employees I actually have? Well, that's just the truth, because otherwise business owners would be out of business. And this is a very unique business because it turns everything on its head. Because what I'm about to show you, the only way you'll ever succeed is to help other people succeed first. We grow up, we think, hey, the golden rule is do unto others as you would have them do unto you. Help others, love other people, help other people. What I'm going to show you tonight is a system based on helping other people, loving other people, helping them become healthier, helping them become wealthier. And by doing that, by people volunteering to have us help work with them and help them achieve that kind of success in terms of health and wealth, we'll achieve everything we want in life. That's a pretty unique system. A matter of fact, I've never seen it before, and I've never seen it with all the kinks worked out of it like what I'm about to show you. So we work through a company called AVISAE. AVISAE means torchbearer. And think of it this way. Think of it as a company that lights the way. Anybody ever heard of Blockbuster? Remember Blockbuster from years ago? How many Blockbusters exist today?
Wow.
0.
Yep.
Ever heard of Montgomery Ward?
Yeah.
Yeah, a lot of stores. How many Montgomery Wards are there today?
None.
Now, let me ask you. Don says too. There may be 1 or 2. I don't know, but there aren't too many. And let me tell you, a lot of stores we think of, we grew up with, Sears, Radio Shack, J.C. Penney, a lot of these retail outlets that have been around for sometimes 100 years. What's happening to them? They're disappearing. They're going away. Now, why is that? It's because something else is changing the marketplace. The marketplace is changing. Amazon is changing it. Netflix is changing it. Uber is changing the taxi marketplace, okay? Amazon is changing the retail marketplace. The marketplace is changing. What I'm going to show you tonight, what we're going to talk about tonight, and a lot of us that are in this meeting are involved in, is we're involved in a blue ocean opportunity. And what that means is we actually have a business that will always stay. It's designed to always stay blue ocean. And let me show you how that works. Now, what is blue ocean? Okay, there was a book written, probably about 10 years ago called Blue Ocean Strategies. I highly recommend you write down Blue Ocean Strategies on your piece of paper and you order that book and read about it, because if you're going to build a business that's sustainable, one that generates passive long-term income for you, you're going to want to make sure that the business has embedded in it the ability to stay blue ocean, so that your business a few years from now doesn't become the next JCPenney, doesn't become the next Blockbuster. It doesn't become the next Woolworths. You want it to stay Amazon. You want it to stay Netflix. You want it to stay Uber. And here's the deal. I don't think Uber and Netflix and even Amazon, they may not have built into them what we have available to us in this opportunity, which is the ability to actually change the actual business, the products, the services within the business, and stay blue ocean forever. What is red ocean? What is blue ocean? Red ocean, we've already talked about. They think inside the box, very low profit margins. They're limited upside in terms of growth, fiercely competitive environment. It's the left side of free enterprise. Blue ocean, that's where you and I want to be. How many of you want to be in the blue ocean world? I want to stay in the blue ocean world. I don't want to be fighting in competition. Dee Adams, I'll tell you, Dee Adams he owns a trucking company, and he's in competition with other trucking companies. I mean, he really is. He works with other trucking companies too. They kind of subcontract and whatever, but he also is in competition with them. And you never know. I was reading an article a couple weeks ago, Dee, and it was about how the vision of the future. They've already done some of this in Europe already, where they're going to have robots load materials into trucks, and self-driving trucks are going to load those materials, and robots will unload them. And so where's the human? There are no humans involved anymore. That's coming. That's actually coming maybe quicker than you think, because it may take a while to actually totally convert the industry to robots and self-driving trucks, but that's where it's headed. And, eventually when you're in competition with robots that never need holidays, never need to be fed, they don't need health insurance, they don't need life insurance, they don't need 401ks, and they don't break down as much as humans do. When you're competing with humans against robots and self-driving trucks, I wonder what that's going to look like. It's going to be kind of a dog-eat-dog red ocean world. Blue ocean. Let's talk about blue ocean. You're thinking outside the box. There's higher profit margins. There's an unlimited upside. You're working in a creative, collaborative environment. I will tell you, the people in this meeting tonight, a lot of them who are already involved in our opportunity, they'll tell you that we work in a creative, collaborative environment. We help each other. We work together. We do things together. We listen to other people's opinions, and we get excited about the different kinds of thoughts and ideas and creative solutions we come up with in order to spread the word about our business, get the word out there, and help it grow. So that's the kind of business I like working in, and we're in it right now. So ask yourself, if you would like to work in that kind of environment for the rest of your life, just write a big yes on your piece of paper. I like when people take notes. I like it when they write yes all over their piece of paper, because I'm a positive guy and I like people to think positively. So write yes. And if you hear something I'm telling you tonight that is a big no, then write no if you want. But I'm going to tell you, you're going to have a lot of opportunity to write yeses and very few opportunities to write no. A very famous author by the name of Robert Kiyosaki wrote a best-selling book called Rich Dad, Poor Dad. How many of you heard of Rich Dad, Poor Dad? If you haven't read that book, you should read it, because in that book, and that's the best-selling economics business book in the last 30, 40 years, guys. So get that book. If you haven't gotten that book, when you get off this meeting tonight, you go to Amazon, you order Rich Dad, Poor Dad. Probably you can get it for less than $10. And you read that book no matter how long it takes you, because Robert Kiyosaki will tell you in that book that more important than paying off your house, paying off debt, more important than just about anything that you can think of in life, is to create an ongoing pipeline of income, a cash flow that goes on forever. Because once you create a cash flow, that won't stop, you can't make it stop, then you've got the kind of freedom to do what Dee talked about earlier. You don't have to have a job anymore. You don't have to be self-employed and owned by your business anymore. You can take your grandkids, your kids, your brothers, your spouse, and you can take them to Disneyland. You can take them to Hawaii. You can take them on a worldwide trip if you want to, or a big cruise. I know people that do that because they found a way to leverage their time and their money, and they've done it through creating passive income. Robert Kiyosaki's second book was called The Cash Flow Quadrant. That's what you're looking at on the screen. On the left-hand side, Robert Kiyosaki said 95% of people are fighting over 5% of the available wealth, okay? That's why it's a dog-eat-dog world. You're fighting. The competition's fierce. It doesn't feel very comfortable a lot of time. You feel stress all the time because you got to perform. If you don't perform in your business, or you yourself don't perform, then you could lose income. You could lose your business. You could lose your paycheck. And so we're feeling the stress all the time. Whereas on the right-hand side of the cash flow quadrant, on the blue ocean side, the investor business owner side, Robert Kiyosaki said 5% of the population is enjoying 95% of the available wealth. Now, before I go into any more detail about that, let me just ask you a quick question. Which side of the cash flow quadrant do you want to be on? Do you want to be on the employee self-employed side where you're fighting over 5% of the available wealth? Do you want to be on the blue ocean side, the right side, where you're enjoying 95% of the available wealth and creating passive income for yourself? Very few people ever create passive income. We'll talk more about passive income here in a second. On the left-hand side, that's a 45-year program. And you know what? When you get out of high school, you get out of college, what does high school and college teach you how to do? They teach you how to get a job and go to work for somebody else and work for 45, 50 years. That's what a lot of people are doing. 95% plus of the population have been trained, indoctrinated. They've been mentally trained on how to get a job and work faithfully for somebody else to become a cog in their dream machine for the next 45, 50 years. That's what our educational system's teaching people how to do. How often do you hear about people who are financially free or wealthy who dropped out of high school, dropped out of grade school? They had a dream, they had a passion for something, they went out and created it. They didn't let, and I'm not encouraging anybody not to get educated. You know, you need to have your education. But I got to tell you, having income and freedom and lifestyle is not always about education and the way we think of education. So what Dee said earlier, that we're working with people, mentors who know how to leverage time, leverage money to achieve success and create passive income. That's what we're doing. I'm learning that. Dee's working on that. The other people involved in this meeting tonight, we are working on generating a passive income so that we can end up on the right-hand side of the quadrant, the blue ocean side, with passive income. That's a 2 to 5 year program. Very simple question, people. You want to spend the next 45, 50 years working for somebody else, trading your life and your time for money? Or you want to do something for 2 to 5 years, do it with a lot of focus and a lot of commitment for 2 to 5 years to create a passive income that allows you the freedom that Dee talked about earlier. What do you want to do? Now, it's kind of a self-evident answer, isn't it? I mean, it's kind of obvious what you want to do. So when I married Judy 40 years ago, this November 5th, I had a lot of dreams. I told her we were going to have cabins in the mountains and homes on the beach and horses, and we'd take vacations all the time. Guess what? I started getting paychecks, and the paychecks didn't match up to those things I was promising her. So what do people do? What do people do when their income doesn't match up to all the great dreams they had when they were a teenager, when they're in their early 20s? Here's what they do. They shrink their dreams down to match their income. That's what the great majority of people do. Now, the richest people on planet Earth will tell you never do that. What you need to do is keep your dreams very focused and just find ways to generate more income to match your dreams. But we're indoctrinated again. We're kind of trained to shrink everything down so that they can fit in to whatever our current income is. And most people even aren't very good at that. What they'll do is they'll get credit cards and start trying to poke at and
fake it.
Live at those bigger dreams, but it's all false. It's not even real. So a lot of people do that. So it catches up to them. So here's the way our business is structured. Think of it as a 3-legged stool. You've got the business, which is a marketplace. You've got a business mentoring and success system. Second leg of the stool, then you get a financial mentoring and investment strategy. It's very strong. It's very complete. I've never seen a business in this industry or any other industry that seriously captures, takes care of these three important ingredients to create a strong, ongoing future business, so you don't have to worry about it falling apart. I've never seen another business that takes care of us and takes care of the opportunity the way this one has. We'll talk about it more. Here's the way the marketplace part of the business works. You've got that blue diamond in the middle, stands for value innovative. The products, whenever you have a business, any kind of business that generates long-term cash flow, you're going to be trading some kind of product, for money. You're going to be putting products in the hands of people and yourself, and they're going to be willing to invest money to get those products in order to help them with something. Okay, in our case, it's about health, nutrition, anti-aging, skincare. We'll talk about what some of these products do here in a second. What AVISAE has done, the AVISAE marketplace has done, is created something very unique. That blue diamond represents value innovation. They have found a way to reduce the cost of very high value products and increase the value of products, lowering the cost at the same time. So if you went out anywhere else in the world and tried to gather products together to match anything that is offered through the AVISAE marketplace, you would spend a lot more money, or you would have to settle for a lot less value. In AVISAE, you get both, the highest value at the lowest possible cost. And we could spend the next 3 hours, just the people in this meeting tonight, talking to you about how the products have changed our lives, changed our health, made us able to sleep better, physically feel better, eliminated pain, eliminated cramping, eliminated autoimmune diseases, arthritic conditions. I could go on and on about all the different kinds of conditions people suffer from. I'll just tell you my own personal story real fast, take 30 seconds to do it. 16, 17 months ago, when Judy and I got involved with AVISAE, I was on 8 prescription drugs. Within about less than 2 months, a little more than 1 month, in taking just 3 of the AVISAE products, there's 22 products now, but 3 of the products, I was able to get off of all 8 prescription drugs. I have not been on a prescription drug on a regular basis or a prescription drug daily since about 14 months ago, 13 months ago. Off all of them, I feel better, sleep better, have a higher energy, better mental acuity. Everything about life is better health-wise, biology-wise, because of these products. It's pretty amazing. Now, we'll talk about some of them. Here's the packaging of some of these products. They're amazing products. Like I said, higher value, lower cost than anything else you can find on the market that compares to them. In many cases, you can't even find a product that compares to them. They don't even exist. Some examples of weight loss. You can see that we've got a little special surprise star at the end. We'll talk about his own personal story, which has something to do with this slide. Skincare. The person that actually enrolled, showed us this business and enrolled me, his name is Rob Terrell. You'll learn a lot about Rob Terrell if you get into business with us. And I will tell you, Rob Terrell is an amazing man. He's a hero of mine. He's a mentor. He's an amazing human being. He's overcome more in his life than most people ever dream that they could have to overcome. Just done amazing things. And he was back in late 2000. He was in a plane crash where he burned 40% of his body, 3rd and 4th degree burns. He nearly died a lot of times. I think he coded a few times, but he had to have all that skin replaced. He was in a forced coma for 30 days. I will tell you that the plastic surgeon and the dermatology surgeon that worked on Rob was able to be, he was an elderly man, but before he passed away a year and a half ago, he examined these products, these skincare products from AVISAE, and he told Rob that they were the best products he'd ever seen on the retail market for taking care of your skin. And he told Rob just to keep taking them, use them, slather them on as often as he can. If you met Rob today, at first glance, because of the way he carries himself, but also the way he's taking care of his skin, you almost don't notice how badly he was burned. And as you talk to him and kind of maybe stare at him a little bit, you kind of see some of that. He's just an amazing man. Here's some examples of the skincare products taking care of wrinkles, age spots, fine lines. Then we have a product called Lush Lips and At Lash. Lush Lips make your lips grow bigger and plumper. Is that the right term? I don't know, plumpier. I don't know. It's one of those terms. And then and they keep your lips, moist and soft. Now, you can make fun of that if you're a guy, but I will tell you, we know that there's a bunch of Army Rangers up near Colorado Springs, And there's a group of them, and wherever they go out to bivouac, I know it's 40 or 50 at a time, they always use Lush Lips now because some of those guys got into the AVISAE business, and the Lush Lips spread throughout that entire organization, that entire group of Army Rangers. So they wouldn't think of using any other product because Lush Lips lasts longer and works better than anything they've ever used. Atlash, well, I'll just show you how Atlash works. Look at the slide on the left. That lady 30 days previous had like no eyelashes. After using Atlash for 30 days, look at her eyelashes. That tells you all you need to know. And that's really a good analogy for everything in AVISAE. All the products have these amazing effects and impact on your health, your life, the way you look, the way you feel, your energy, your sleep. I could go on, like I say, I could go on for 3 hours talking about them. You just need to take them. If you're concerned about this business as the products, let me just take that away, because the moment you start using the products and use them consistently, you will be hooked. You'll never want to not be using those products for the rest of your life because they have an amazing impact on you. Torch, energy drink. Anybody know people that use energy drinks like Monster or Red Bull? Those energy drinks are killing people. And I will tell you, Torch, I actually just had a Torch about an hour ago. They're fantastic. They're coconut water, green tea. I mean, they're totally healthy. You could drink probably as many of them as you want. I think they tell you to not drink more than 2 or 3, but they're very healthy compared to Red Bull or Monster or some of these other drinks. You don't have to worry about them. They really are healthy for you. The Boss educational system, this is amazing. You know, having been involved in this industry now for 25 years, one way or another, we know that typically in the industry, there used to be cassette tapes and there used to be CDs, and you used to carry around literally thousands and thousands of dollars worth of tools, like in the trunk of your car or in the den of in your office, and you'd pass those out and give them to people and hand them out. Half the time you wouldn't get them back. AVISAE and Boss, the Boss system, the Boss mentoring system has actually invented an app called the Boss app, where it literally has the equivalent of $5,000 to $10,000 worth of tools packed into an app that you pay $20 a month for. It's ridiculous. I mean, the value of it's insane. I know one of the gentlemen that's in our meeting tonight, Don Johnson, he told me the other day he just plugs in, there he's waving, he plugs in his phone and he puts his earphones on, he goes out and he kills bugs for a living. I'm surprised he hadn't probably tried to, wipe me out before. I'm a little buggy. But anyway, he goes out and he kills bugs. But he puts those earphones on, he listens to 3, 4, 5 audios every day. I'm going to tell you, that changes you. You can't listen to these audios and not be changed. But the amount of tools, the amount of support we get for $20 a month is just insane. So you won't find anything like that out there. It's like getting a college education for $20. Absolutely insane. Here's a little bit of information about the founders of Boss, and they're the co-founders of AVISAE, Randy and Valerie Haugen. If you Google Randy Haugen, you're going to find some amazing positive information about Randy. And most people who study this industry will tell you that in the last 40 years, there's been nobody more successful at building this business than Randy Haugen, Randy and Valerie. They've literally helped over 300 people become multimillionaires. Now think about that. How many people have helped you become a multimillionaire in your life? Anybody ever stepped out and said, man, I'm going to sell out to you. I'm going to put sweat, blood, and tears into your life and help you become a multimillionaire. Randy's actually, that's what he's done. He's sacrificing, and he doesn't need to do this, and he's helping us do it. So like Dee said earlier, you'd almost have to be a nut not to take advantage of somebody like Randy and Valerie Haugen willing to put their sweat, blood, time, and tears and experience into helping us become financially free. You'd have to be crazy. Very honestly, you'd have to be crazy. They've owned hundreds of traditional business from all the people they've helped, the money they've made. In addition to the 300 millionaires, they've literally helped thousands of people become financially free. They've helped a small city, small town become financially free. I mean, I literally don't know anybody else that's done anything like that. When Apple was founded, the founders of Apple, the people that formed Apple in the very beginning, I don't know how many it was, but those 10, 20 people, they might have all become multimillionaires. I guarantee you they didn't walk out of there after forming Apple years later. Apple started. I guarantee they didn't go out and help a bunch of people become multimillionaires and help a bunch of people become financially free. It was just a small core group. In our business, we just constantly, it's like a machine that just keeps creating people who are financially free. and have the opportunity to become millionaires. Amazing. They actually came out of retirement 4 years ago because they couldn't find anyone in this industry, in this market, doing it correctly. And they had 2 twin boys they wanted to help. They wanted to let them build the character that you build when you build this business. And there was nothing else out there that they could tell their kids they could securely go out and build. Legacy asset advisors, we touched on this earlier. You can create passive income through building your business. You get shares for building this business. And at some point, when you've actually got enough money to invest, you can, and it doesn't have to be a lot of money, you can take that money and Legacy will help you invest it, so we can actually, in the system, in the AVISAE Legacy system, they will teach you how to use your money to make money. So that's a pretty rare thing, guys. You know, if you have a financial advisor like that, typically you've got to invest $250,000 liquid, you know, assets to actually even begin talking to somebody like that. You won't need that with Legacy. It's amazing. All right, here's one of the things. This is unique, and this is one of the main reasons that Judy and I got involved in this business, and it's critical. It's at the core of why we do what we do. Before AVISAE was actually formed, you should take some notes on this. Probably you should ask yourself in your notes. You should say, have I ever heard of this before? Because I guarantee you, if you really study it and think about it, you have not. This will be your chance to put no, because you've never heard of this before. But before AVISAE was actually created, they actually formed a board. The board was formed of people like you and me, people we call them IBOs, independent business owners. And the board in the beginning was selected. Eventually it became elected. Now it's an elected board, and it's elected by peers. So the only people on the board are people that are doing what we do. And can you imagine ever doing anything to undermine your own success, because your success depends on the success of other people? You would never do that. You wouldn't think of undermining your success by undermining other people. So the board creates positive friction against the manufacturer, AVISAE, the marketplace, to make sure they never do anything to undermine what it is we do. And AVISAE wants that. So they appreciate each other. They work with each other, and synergistically, I guess you'd call it. And I've never seen another business of any kind that actually has a legitimate board that actually does that kind of thing. If you know of any other business that actually has a real board that actually does that, please let me know. You've heard of the most successful companies in the last 5 years, Netflix, PayPal, Uber, that have gone from nothing to become multi-billion-dollar companies. They've all done it through a limited referral program. What is that? Well, that's you take an Uber taxi ride, you like it, you tell your friend, they call up Uber, they get a free ride, you get a free ride. Now your friend recommends it to one of their friends, and then your friend gets a free ride and their friend gets a free ride, but what do you get? You get Zippo, you get nothing. In other words, that's a limited referral program. And what these companies have done is they found a way to get you and me, to do all their work, and then they basically make all the profit, okay? And they've done it through a limited referral program. But here's what AVISAE has done. AVISAE has created an unlimited referral program. And this is where not only AVISAE, the corporation, creates profit by building a massive business, but we, as independent business owners, get to actually create our own unlimited income by sharing the business, sharing the concept, what I'm doing tonight. And we find people that want to join us to become healthier and wealthier, and we expand it and we expand it. And 10 years from now, I guarantee that Dee and Don and me and others, the people that are sticking with this business and building it big and huge, which we are, you know, we'll have channels of commerce that are 10,000 people deep, 20,000 people deep. And when somebody 20,000 deep buys a bottle of shampoo, we'll actually get a check the next month and part of that check will be for that shampoo. And every product used in those layers of channel commerce that have been built over years, thousands and thousands of people, that volume and the profit from it, part of that will come to you and I in terms of passive income. Unlimited referral program, never heard of this before, because it pays, and get this word, Tyler Libby, a good friend of mine, use it, so I know it's okay to use. It pays to infinity. Where's that Toy Story? To infinity and beyond. Well, in this pays to infinity, guys, to infinity. Would that be worth building something that pays to infinity, that always stays blue ocean, Oh, think what you got your hands on. So here's how it works. We're about done. What you do is you go out and you find 3 people. You share the concept with them. They say, yeah, I want to get in. Now what happens is when they get started and they start using the products, you get a sign-up bonus. As long as they get in with the same activation kit you got in with, you get a sign-up bonus that basically pays you all the money back that it cost for you to start up. That's amazing. Now here, let's expand it one more level. We help the 3 people, show it to 3 more people. Okay, the 3, find 3. We help the 3 find 3. We call that a Quicksilver group. And that Quicksilver group, that's your first opportunity to create $500 in residual passive income. Think how simple that is, guys. You go out and you talk to 3 people. They say, yeah, I want better skin. I want to live longer with anti-aging products. Yes, I want to sleep better. Yes, I want to be healthier. Yes, I want all those things. And yes, I'd like to create a pension. Most people don't have pensions anymore. Yes, I'd like to have a passive income. Most people don't think Social Security is really social security at all. It's social insecurity. How many people do you know they're going to have it? And how much to live the lifestyle you want to live when you retire, let's say at 50 or 60 or 70, you know, how much money is it going to take for you to have the lifestyle you want to have? Well, I'm telling you, my lifestyle and the lifestyle I want to live when I retire, I want it to be no less than $10,000 a month, no less than 10 grand a month, okay? So I know AVISAE will provide that, and it's exciting. We can see it as we step by step build it to that. And here's the first building block, $500, passive residual income simply for finding 3 and helping the 3 find 3. Then you just create more income by expanding it. You help the 3 find 3, and then help those 9 find 3, and help the 27 find 3, so forth and so on, 10 levels deep. You know, if you did that perfectly for 10 levels, your income per month at the 10th level would be over $157,000 a month. Can anybody live okay on $157,000 a month? Not enough? Well, you can make more than that. But here's the deal, it won't work perfectly like this. But let's just say, let's forget the 157,000. I don't want to oversell you or over exaggerate what we're able to do. But let's say you were just able to achieve in the next 2 to 5 years, 10% of that. So at the end of 5 years from now, you're making $15,000 a month. How would you like that? You know, would that make a difference for you? Would that allow you to retire? Would it allow you to quit your job? Would it give you a pension? Especially if you knew it was going to come in month after month after month and grow for the rest of your life and just get bigger? Does that if that excites you, write a big yes on your notepad paper, which hopefully you've got beside you. Okay, now we're about done. Here's the building block, $500. That's a Quicksilver group. We're gonna create more income now by simply building 8 levels deep. That would give you an income of $2,000 a month. We're gonna build it another 8 levels deep. That would be an income of $3,000, actually $3,500 a month. Another 8 levels, that would be an income of $5,500 a month. I'm just showing you a way that we're expanding the business, creating more income and creating more security. Because you can imagine 3 channels and 1 person 20 levels in depth from you in 3 channels is making, let's say, at least $60,000 a year. Do you think they're going to quit? I don't think so. So our job in this business, and this is funny, our job in this business, instead of trying to use people to get the most out of them and pay them the least, our job in this business is to find people that want to grow and grow big businesses and help them make as much money as we can possibly help them make. Now, anybody that wants to, rebel against that or reject it, we'll find other people that want our help, and we'll help them. But that's what we're going to do. And once we've helped, let's say, at least 1 person in 3 channels make at least $60,000, I will tell you that your income is going to be somewhere in the neighborhood of $60,000 to $120,000 a year. It'll never be less than that. It's always going to keep growing because the guy making 60 grand is not going to want to let that go away. That's how we build a business. It's a growth strategy business. It's a depth. We're a building depth business. We're a Quicksilver business. And last but not least, this is a kind of example of some of the activation kits that you can get to activate yourself in the business. We've got some new ones. The new ones aren't on here yet. I need to update my PowerPoint. Just get with the person that invited you tonight and have them show you the different activation kits. Remember, whatever activation kit you use to activate, if you sign up 3 people on that same kit, you get pretty much all your money back in a sign-up bonus. So imagine a business where you can create a six-figure income in 2 to 5 years, where your initial startup cost is returned to you after you go out and enroll 3 people in it. That's pretty spectacular. So let me just end right now. We're talking about more time, more money, freedom, what Dee Adams said earlier. And hopefully we are joined now. I'm gonna end the share screen and see if our guest star is here. Let me see if I can find that. Stop the share. Let's see if and there he is, Mr. Tim Leonard. Hang on just a second. We're gonna let Tim Leonard speak to us for a little bit about his experience with the business. Let me go down and find Tim's name and take him off of mute. Tim, can you hear me?
Yeah, I'm here. Can you hear me?
Hear you fine. So Tim,
all right, great.
Yeah, tell this group of folks your story about your experience with the products and Clean and Lean and what it's meant to you.
Yeah. Well, thanks for giving me an opportunity to speak, Jeff. About 3 years ago, I was the heaviest that I was in my life, about 305 pounds.
Wow.
I had been in a job that I just basically sat around all day and ate food that was not good for me, but it caught up to me pretty quickly. So at that point in my life, I really wasn't feeling well. I had gone to my doctor. He basically told me that I was borderline diabetic, had high blood pressure, high cholesterol, and he said, here's a prescription for basically everything. So I said, well, I don't want to just take some pills, and that's not going to solve anything. I never liked taking just medication for no reason at all. So he said, well, then if you're not going to take any prescriptions, you need to do something. You need to lose some weight and go forward from there. So at that point, I changed my job, started working outside again, working with Cox as a contractor, and took me about 2 years, and I dropped down to about 255 pounds. So I did lose a good amount of weight. But at that point in time, you kind of hit the plateau and really couldn't push forward from there. And, Steve Kim approached me about AVISAE and was telling me about the business and also telling me about the products. And for myself, I was more interested in the products because I was looking for something that would help me, to be healthy, to lose weight, to live longer for my family. I have 3 small children, so I really want to be able to spend time with them and do things with them. When I was 305 pounds, it was hard to bend over and tie my shoes.
Right.
So to go out and play with my kids or go hiking or do anything like that with them, it was a pretty big challenge. When we started the Clean and Lean back in basically January, the beginning of this year, I really stuck to it. Followed the guidelines. I was taking the weight loss supplement, taking my probiotics. Over those first 3.5, almost 4 months, I dropped another 40 pounds, which, I dropped 50 pounds in 2 years. So in 4 months, basically I was dropping 10 pounds a month. I feel a lot better. I don't take any medications because I did lose all the weight. But I was able to do the things that I want to do with my kids and go out and hike and do things that, make me happy. I have a lot more energy. I feel a lot better. My wife has seen a big difference in a lot of things for her digestion. She used to have horrible IBS and a lot of other just stomach problems, and she doesn't have any of those problems anymore. She didn't follow the Clean and Lean as close to me, so she only lost like 15 pounds, but she did still lose weight, but she's seen a lot of difference just in her digestion alone, going from where she had horrible stomach pains anytime she'd eat red meat or any products like that, and she doesn't have any of that anymore. So the products themselves, I can't speak enough about. I could sell the business just on the products, and that's really what I talk to people about if they have stomach issues or really anything, because if your digestion is not right, your body's not right. So I really talk to people about the products, and the business goes hand in hand with it, creating financial freedom for me and my family in the future. That's, not much more I'd have to say about it at this point in time, but that's really what I'm pushing forward, is just being healthy, living longer, and creating financial freedom for me and my family.
I really appreciate that, Tim, and that's I'll tell you, I hadn't seen Tim physically for a little while. His job took him to New York New York City, I think it was, for a while. And then he came back early in the summer, and they went on a long family vacation after that when they got back. So when I finally saw Tim, it was like, he looks fantastic. I mean, I would almost think that his wife is thinking she's cheating on the old Tim. He looks that much different. I mean, he looks fantastic. But he's inspiring me, because one of the things I haven't done is I haven't figured out how to not eat late at night, and it's all excuses. So I'm a great excuse maker, by the way, guys. So I don't know if any of you other guys out there on the meeting, you ever make excuses about yourself. But Oh no, the rest of you are perfect. But I'm just going to tell you, I'm a really imperfect person. I really am. But the amazing thing for me is, without losing weight and without going back on my exercise regimen, so I'm about the same weight as I was 16 months ago. And but my sleep is fantastic. My dream sleep and my deep sleep is fantastic. I feel fantastic. Haven't had any allergy problems to speak of in the fall and the spring. And all of this increased health and vitality is not because I've lost weight. It's not because I've been working out. I'm not bragging about that. You can imagine how great I'd feel, I'd be off the ceiling probably right now. But so Tim is my inspiration, and all the rest of you that have started losing weight and stuff. I know Mo Durfee, you've lost some weight, haven't you? Well, I've got him on mute. I should take him off of mute.